finish off. So to start off, if we can all stand up to do that. Happy New Year. Κυρία Ψαρονάτη, President of the Orthodox Christian Society, κυρία Κατίνα Σαββοπούλου, in charge of Gokilo, and all the other best women here today, and all of you, welcome to our talk for the motto of the year, which we do every year early on, so that we can put this into practice. And it's my great pleasure to introduce to this afternoon speaker, Mr. Chris Sergis, who is a member of the Greek Orthodox Christian Society, an active member. He is one of the two that is in charge of the bookstore, and he makes sure that everything is run smoothly and correctly. And also he's a Sunday school teacher, he's married with 2 children, and there's a few other things I could say to add, but I think that will be enough for now, and I'll welcome him to the microphone.
President of the Greek Orthodox Christian Society, representing Philogokitlos, Catholics abroad, family and friends. Year 2020, what a year it was. It asked all of us to consider what the notion of freedom means for us in our lives. It was, and it is, an era unprecedented in modern history. The endless pursuit of experiences in this world came to a shuddering instant stop. Experiences in our lives that we once accepted without question, waking up in the morning and rushing to the train to get to work, buying our morning coffee from one of hundreds of different coffee shops in the city, taking a holiday, perhaps overseas with our family. All of these things that we might have taken for granted, all curtailed seemingly overnight. For us Orthodox, we faced the first Easter in living memory, where the great majority could not attend church, and we faced many months away from the lifeblood of our faith, our sacraments, and our community. These restrictions came about in an era of great uncertainty and responding to something we had never seen before. It leads us, however, to reflect on the world around us, and perhaps opened our eyes to realise that we take many things for granted. Perhaps we realised that we didn't truly appreciate the sacramental life of the church when it was freely available to us, and it took the shock of last year to bring us to our senses. Or perhaps we didn't value the shared experience of living in an Orthodox community like this. and it took months of being apart and separate from each other for us to realise its worth. This year's ΣΥΝΘΗΜΑ, Christ has made us free, is an invitation on what it really means for us to reflect on what it really means to be free. As Orthodox Christians in the modern world, and of course as heirs to the Greek Revolution of 1821, 200 years ago. The Greek Revolution was the start of a long, difficult, but blessed battle whereby the Greek nation threw off the shackles of slavery and subjection to Ottoman rule and began the process of being a free state once again. The Church, throughout the period of Ottoman rule, nurtured a small flame in the hearts of the Greek people. That spark, the Church tended to that spark, that flame, by reminding them of their faith, their spiritual life, their language and their culture. In other words, the Church reminded the Greek people of who they truly were. And this commitment to the truth, shown here in the example of the secret schools that were administered by the Church throughout the Ottoman period, this truth was what allowed the Greeks to be free then, and will be what allows us to be free today. We might think that freedom is our ability to choose between right and wrong, good or bad. And this isn't a bad starting point. But let's begin with the word itself in Greek, ήλευθερία. We've probably heard the word before, and just associate it to mean freedom or liberty, but it has a fascinating and quite an insightful etymology. It's made up of two roots. The first being ήλευθερος or ήλευθερη, which means to come towards or to approach or to emerge. And eros, which is a word familiar to many of us, which means love or desire. So to put these two concepts together, we have the word ήλευθερία, that means to be given the ability to live consistent with that. It's a state of being where we can seek or pursue those things in life that we desire, that we yearn for, the things that we love, to be given that ability. That's what ήλευθερία means. So with this as a starting point, let's go right back to the beginning. We were created free. This is knowledge, we know that. We were given the gift of free will right from the start. We also, how did he do this? He told them that if they ate